Hey everybody, today we're going to be talking about festivals in Japan, in particular in the summer, and one that's very dear to my heart, the Earth Celebration, which is going to be going on on Sado Island in Niigata. It's I haven't been to it for about I think the last one was 2019, and we of course we had the pandemic going on, so that really did impact the way they hold on a second, I got my voice that did impact the festival over the last few years. So this is the first year back, and in fact, all through Japan, all the summer festivals over the last couple of months have been so much more vibrant because not just tourists are back, but all of these regulations that kind of made it hard to do any in-group person event is gone. We've lifted them here in Japan, and it just feels awesome. So this year's Earth Celebration is going to be really special. I have here on the screen. You can hear a little bit. You can hear a little bit of the event right there. This is what the Earth Celebration is. It is a Kodo, which is a group of amazing. Well, why don't I have Kamiya-san explain right here? She's joining me from an undisclosed location, maybe Sado, maybe somewhere else. Hi, what is Kodo? What is the Earth Celebration?
Hi, so Kodo is, I guess, a 40 plus year running ensemble that mainly focuses on playing with the Taiko drums, the Japanese drums. And Kodo is a part of a committee hand in hand with the Sado City, which is an island next to the main island of Japan on the west coast. And Earth Celebration has been running for uh, roughly over 35 years. This is our 36th year running from 1981. We'd like to say that we're one of the longest running festivals in Japan.
Wow.
And as its name, Earth Celebration, we celebrate Earth, we celebrate different cultures and music.
Wow. Yeah. Every time I've been to it, I've been there now 3 times. It's been so so vibrant, and the sounds of the taiko drums stick with me for the rest of the year. So it kind of gives me a little power up. I want to show everybody a little bit of what the Earth Celebration is. So this is a video that I made. As the sun sets, a video that I made. I actually went to the Earth Celebration and filmed, and then I went to your training center there and got a chance to see behind the scenes of how they live the life. It is very regimented, and I think in order to play this good, you could see them the way they're in such great shape. They actually would run like 5-10 kilometers every day. They eat a pretty healthy diet comparably to me, and you can really hear it in the music, the amount of training they do just beyond playing the drums. It goes in their everyday life, and for me, this is I think one of the ambassadors of Japan, because Kodo seems to be always touring somewhere around the world, which has been hard over the last several years because of the pandemic. But that's just Kodo in a nutshell right there. So this year's Earth Celebration, I suppose, are there tickets still available?
Yes, they are available. If you can go to the Earth Celebration website, that's the easiest way to get your tickets. And some of the events are not ticketed, they're free to see. And so there's a bunch of stuff happening all weekend. And you just want to check out each and every one of them to see what fits your interest the best.
Yeah, I was just shocked that there were tickets because usually this is sold out weeks in advance. So I think it's just because it's returned, and for the last couple of years there's been a hiatus. I went online and actually went to the website, and I'm like, what? I can't believe that there are tickets available for this. Do people even not understand how what a kind of this is usually very hard. Now this is a homecoming for Kodo typically. This is the website that you'll see, and you can book the tickets online. You can change it from Japanese to English. This is typically a homecoming for Kodo, and they are away and the final event, right, of the tour. But have they been touring this year?
Yeah, we started off our year touring in North America for 2.5 months. And then since we've been back, we've been touring all over Japan with a new production. And so, like you said, we tour and travel all over the world. And I think the sound of drums or taiko drums really resonates with anybody who listens and feels that vibration because it's it's very universal, I think.
Yeah,
So anybody don't have to be Japanese to enjoy it.
yeah. The first time I went to the Earth Celebration was also my first time to Sado Island. And
Mm-mm.
this is such a magical place. And I think in particular, it's even more magical during the Earth celebration because of the festivities. There's a lot of stuff to do on the island, but it's also quite spread out. How would people get to Sado Island from Tokyo?
Mm.
I guess there are flights. There are no flights there. That's one of the things people
There
have to
is
remember.
the flights are suspended, unfortunately. So I would recommend taking the Shinkansen, the bullet train, to either Joetsu, Myoko, or Niigata. There's two main ports to go into Sado Island. So you want to choose which port that you want to get into, which determines which stop you will be taking for the bullet train. And then I would highly recommend renting a car before or after you get on the island because like you said, it's such a huge island and I want you to see everything that the island has to offer, and just
Yeah.
having a car just makes it more simple.
Everything is at Ogi Bay, right? Down there.
Yes.
Like
Mm.
it hasn't moved from before, right? I'm showing it right now. You can see that's what the bay looks like, and it's a little bit far from the ferry terminal, right? Or
If you want to get just into Ogi Bay, there is a ferry terminal
oh,
that takes you right to Ogi. If you want to take that route, you want to take the Shinkansen that takes you to Joetsu Myoko.
ah,
And from
okay.
there, you can take the bus over to the port and it'll take you to our venue, which is just easy peasy. And I totally recommend that.
Yeah, that would be the best way because I think I always go the other way, and you definitely need to rent a
Mm.
car. There's not a lot of public
Yeah, yeah,
transportation, or it
yeah.
doesn't go that often. But this year, I feel like it's going to be quite crowded. Can people still rent a car? Do they have them available?
To
I'm
be
not even
quite
sure.
honest, the rentals on Sado Island is really, really limited, for obvious reasons. And so I always recommend people to, at this point, rent a car before you get on the ferry because the ferry will carry cars too. It's a car ferry too.
All
And
right.
so it would be probably smarter and nicer to rent a car outside of Sado Island, bring it onto the ferry so you'll have something to drive with.
Right. There's so many
Mm.
other things to do on Sado Island. I always like to drink sake when I'm there because
Mm.
Niigata's famous for its sake, and then also Sado makes its own on the island, which is amazing. What other
Mm.
things can people do during the Earth celebration besides watching the concert in the evening?
The concert in the evening is probably the main event that highlights our celebration. But during the entire weekend, we have a schedule packed with different workshops, free workshops, ticketed workshops. We also have smaller performances that are happening everywhere. And it's just, it'll fit whatever music genre that you usually prefer because we have a wide variety of it.
I put the schedule on the screen. It's pretty massive. I mean, I've got blue, yellow, green here. I guess this is the different areas of
Yeah.
the Earth celebration isn't just in one spot. It's all over the place, which is why if you do go there for a couple of days, you probably will be pretty busy with options to explore, right?
And like even though I recommend having a car, that's for you to enjoy Sado Island. But for Earth Celebration, just by itself, the schedule that you see usually happens mostly in a walkable distance.
Mm,
And not everybody needs a car, to be honest. If you're just there for Earth Celebration, everything is walkable as long as you come in through that main port that we talk about, Ogi Port.
right.
Mm.
So I'm looking at the map here. There's one with the three colors, including
Mm.
Ogiport Park. There's Shiroyama Park and Triangle. Now, accommodation sometimes is something that I would worry about because the festival is just coming up soon. I'm sure it's hard to get a hotel room, but there's also a camping option, which is really interesting to me. Um,
This is the first time we're having a camping option. The campsite is going to be located at the Shiroyama Park, which used to be the main venue for the night concert. So it's kind of like a holy place for Kodo.
yeah.
It's where the magic happens. And for the first time ever, we're creating a campsite on that park.
Yeah, the first time in forever. All right, yeah, the I have kids. I'm hearing that all the time. And I'm showing now on the screen some of the seating areas here because I want people to get an idea of what this is, where they would be if the event takes place. So we have here the stage, the area SS, area S, and area A, which is chair seating, right? And that's the chair seating is the one that's available right now. I think there was some S area seating too. But you know what? I don't think you have to be really close to the stage because the taiko drums are so darn loud that
Hmm.
the further you're back, maybe even the more you can take in because you can see the whole stage um, more easily. And I was one of the things when I was there is the events. What they play on the stage. Sometimes it's not just on the stage. Sometimes it's to the left of the stage, to the right of the stage. I mean, and
Exactly.
you know, they got just a Kodo member jumping out into the audience. I remember this. I'm like standing here on the side of the stage, and all of a sudden, these people just start throwing paper in the air and jumping off the stage, and there's just this amazing energy that I don't think. I mean, you get a lot of energy with Japanese summer festivals, but I think when you put the taiko and you get just like crazy people in love with their music and having fun, it's just an infectious thing that occurs. So the seating area, even in A, is available. And how much is that? That's 4,500
Oh,
yen.
that's a good question. I
I
don't
think it's
have
4,500 yen for that right now.
But I personally like to sit in the back of the venue because you get to see the audience being excited. And then because it's an outdoor venue, like during like the concert, you would look up and you see the stars and you see the stage and you see Taiko and you hear music and it's like the best moment ever. Like you get to see the entire picture when you're sitting in the back. So I personally like sitting in the A seats.
Yeah, I was on the side of the stage as close as you can be filming it. You can see that there, and it was really awesome. But I think I would have gotten a better view from the right in the center from a little bit back. I'll be back again. Maybe not this year, but I'll be back again. I'll be, watching the the um the last thing I wanted to ask you here because I have a ton of questions. Um, we'll see how much of it we can answer. But the event itself has been a long time in the planning, and now that it's finally here, like how many members are involved in this festival? How many people are on stage, and what's different this year than was in the past years?
Mm. I think the current troupe has more than 35 performers, and they range from age 20. I think 21 is the youngest, but the oldest is over 70. And we
Mm.
all stand on stage together. And each performer is featured in one of the three concerts. And I think what's special about this concert, not only is it one of the longest running outdoor festivals, but we're finally welcoming back international guests. And so the third night would be the most popular, I believe, because we're featuring beautiful singers from South Africa called the Voices of South Africa.
Mm.
And they will be fusing their music with our music with Taiko. So it's going to be, I assume it's going to be so wonderful and beautiful with a lot of harmony, a lot of rhythm, and just everything that's wholesome, I think.
I love that when different sounds come and fuse together. When I was there, it was one of the drum masters from Korea was there. That was so awesome because he added this extra kind of spice or different sound to what Kodo was doing, and it made it even more special because you think taiko drum only has one pitch. That's not true at all. There's so many different shapes and sizes, but there's also so many different kinds of drums around the world. So I can only imagine from South Africa, Africa also having a very strong drum culture to have some very unique sounds coming from this. So I'm pretty excited. I want to go. Get me on a plane, a boat, whatever. I'll swim there if I have to. We got some questions coming in here. So for Kodo during the tour around, we have here preachers has right in here preacher stats. Has the amount of audience improved since COVID has calmed down? What's it been like out there for Kodo?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. When we tour too, I think I was just on the North America tour earlier this year, and I think half of our tour was sold out. And so we were super excited. that we were able to be there for the first time in I think 4 years. But at the same time, I can feel that the audience was really excited to be back in a theater, seeing live music. Like I would be excited too to be back in that kind of environment. So
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
it is so exciting because we've all been at home. And I was watching online. I loved it. I like the fact Kodo was. I mean, it's not the same not being there in person, but you did such a great job with the online stuff that we had really no choice to do. We just had to do it, right? But you held these concerts online, and I thought they were a huge success. So for me, this is such a return to normalcy.
And I
I'm just
think
so
what
excited.
completes a performance is when we have audience in there. Like that makes that cherry on top, right? And when you see Kodo performers having so much fun performing, that's only because the audience is right there in front of them,
Oh
and
yeah.
that's what makes them feel so special when you're there.
Yeah, it's a shared, it's a mutual feeling, and you definitely can see from the smiles on stage. I think they're gonna be a little bit bigger this time around. I'm pretty sure of that. Now I got a question from Norm, who's actually a viewer and going to be going to the Earth Celebration this year. And he read in here, he has a ferry ticket, a rental car, a hotel room, and a 3-day pass to the festival.
Nice.
Yeah,
Wow.
but he wants to know what else does he need? Does he have everything he needs?
Well, because it's an outdoor festival, I would recommend having like things that will keep you cool and hydrated. Um, I also recommend having like a picnic mat. I don't know what they're called, picnic sheets,
Right.
because if you're sitting in the SS seats or S seats for the concert, you'll be sitting on the ground and sometimes it gets a little moist. And so I would recommend having like a sheet so you can be comfortable watching for the entire concert. Like those kind of essentials, yes, but everything else, it's what makes you happy and comfortable to enjoy the 3-day weekend.
That's right. I didn't think of it. It's probably harder to get at the event because it's something you might want to bring from the mainland.
Mm.
Um, yeah, you probably could find it there, but it's definitely something you want to have and not have to scramble around. A blue sheet goes a long way. Maybe 3 tatami sheet size or something like that, right?
Exactly.
It does go a long way. That's good advice. And maybe how the mosquitoes there at night.
Yeah, that's a good point. Mosquito, like just repellent would be great. Definitely. That's
Yeah.
something that I need to check off on my list too. But
There,
yeah.
yeah, there's loads of vending machine drinks. You can stay hydrated pretty easily there. And what I loved a lot about it, I didn't say the most because the music was there, was the street food that you had there.
Ah,
You had yatai, a bunch of food stands. They're gonna be back this year, right? We'll have food stands all over.
and like food trucks, food stands that represent different cultures and different food. We try to choose vendors who are very sustainable and try to do good things for the earth. Is the I guess the
Earth
vendors that we
celebration.
choose to have them uh, put a
Right.
stall in our venue.
I like that. And there were a lot of local vendors, a lot of
Mm,
vendors from Sado
definitely.
Island, which I really appreciated because that's something that is true to my heart, supporting small and local businesses. What Normals wants to know what should he do to prepare for Sado and the Earth celebration? How hot is it going to be? Do we know the weather report?
So I've been checking the weather every single day for the last week, and it's still showing up. And you can never know, you can never predict Sado weather because it's basically an island in the Japan Sea. So it's rapidly changing all the time. But so far, it's supposed to be sunny. We're going to have a heat wave this weekend, thankfully, which means that the heat wave will be
Ah,
gone for celebration weekend. It's supposed to be cooling down a little bit, but again, because we're going to be outside most of the time, I would recommend still like being prepared for hotter weather. But there are different events that are happening indoors, which I totally recommend because they're going to be very cool with AC. You can rest and you can still enjoy the music, right? So you want to check out those events as well.
it's not the kind of music festival where you're outdoors the entire time. You do have venues indoors, and I like that too. There are
Mm.
venues they're on the schedule I didn't know, but I would just walk around Ogi and discover stages on the side where they were playing. There was one tap dancer with a drum going on, and he was tap dancing to the drum, and I'd never seen anything like this. So for percussionists in particular, any music lover or just festival lover, this is a definite treat
Yeah,
to just
and
discover.
you just want to check out everything just so that you're finding new gems, like you said. Like there's always something happening, and everything's to be so great that you just want to check out everything as possible.
Absolutely. Here's the link because I want everybody to, I want Kodo to sell this out. I want you guys to have a huge success. I want them to sell out this event. And I was just shocked that there were tickets. I think people just don't know yet. But we're gonna help and get the word out and fill some of the seats. And anybody watching at home, there's a QR code that you can just go and scan from there. Thank you so much for spending a couple of minutes with us and explaining this. Anything that you want to add that maybe people should know about Ogi or Earth Celebration that we haven't discussed here?
Well, you pretty much covered everything. We're just super excited that this is happening again. And hopefully everybody gets the chance to come to Sado because it's such a treat to be there and having music surrounding you. So if not this year, please come next year or whenever you get the chance to.
Are you also a member of Kodo?
I am a staff, so you'll see me just running around the venue. If you do see me, say hi.
A lot of the members of Kodo can speak English quite well because of their traveling abroad, and I think that's such it's a good skill to have. But yeah, people are asking about you. How do you know English so well? And like, how did you become staff? If you want to say for just a minute, we only have 30
Real
seconds. So,
quick.
yeah.
Well, I'm a Japanese American. I'm originally from Los Angeles, and I moved to Japan because I wanted to work with Kodo. That was 10 years ago.
Wow.
And so, yeah, I look Japanese. I can speak Japanese, but my heart is still in LA.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I'll talk to everybody about that when we end the call. But I just want to say thank you so much for coming on and explaining this because as a fan of Kodo, I also wanted to know this information, and now I think we've gotten it out to everybody. Have a great show. I'll be watching from a distance, and I'll probably see it. I'll probably see it next year when I get over there because I got another film to do. But good luck, and we're looking forward to seeing some good stuff from Kodo next week.
Thank you so much for having me.
Right, bye-bye.
Thank you.
That was really awesome. Okay, bye-bye. I don't know, how do we have to, we gotta push the end button. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about Kodo. One of the reasons why I'm just so excited for this year, in fact, it wasn't just because of the Earth Celebration, it's just because every single festival has been freaking awesome over the last couple of weeks. Let me get that up the screen there. Like, I don't know, I just didn't feel over the pandemic or even during it when they did hold festivals that it wasn't good enough. There wasn't enough street food. There wasn't enough we were restricted with what we could do with the summer festivals. Japan is a place when they have summer festivals. You have the omikoshi. You have maybe like 50 people carrying this heavy golden object, this portable shrine. A festival just happened, around the neighborhood. I took you to one just a few days ago, and they're really close together, packed in. There's an amazing amount of heat. Maybe like 400 or 500 people together all around the omikoshi. And during the pandemic, it's just something we could not do at the same scale. Everyone wearing masks. It just doesn't have the same feeling. But this year, I'm just so excited. And I never thought that, it felt like we were never going to get back to the point where we could have summer festivals like we did right now, right? It just didn't feel like it because every year it just got like 2020, then 2021 it got worse. Then 2022 is like, oh, come on, let's just restart it. No. All right, maybe next year. It's like, and then we were like, oh, is it going to be the year? And yes, it is. This is definitely the year to be back in Japan. And for those that they're coming to Japan right now, I have to say, you're getting a treat because, one, there's a lot of prices that are expected to rise October, including the JR Rail Pass. I think a lot of you know about this because I've been talking about it for the last few months. It's true. The JR Rail Pass is going to increase by 70%. That's just crazy. But The other thing is that other prices for food and things like this are expected to rise on October 1st too. So everyone who's coming this summer is in for a treat because you're getting an amazing exchange rate, which is 143 yen to the dollar right now, US dollar. And you're also getting Japan before some price increases start. I know inflation has been biting our family here in Japan, and it's getting more expensive to buy stuff at the supermarket, but and to travel. Most Japanese aren't leaving the country this year, so it feels a little bit more crowded out around attractions because right now we have Japanese with summer vacation and we have foreign tourists with summer vacation. This is the first year in maybe, I think, forever. I don't remember a time where it just felt like Japanese weren't traveling abroad as much. Hawaii travel from Japanese is way down because of the exchange rate, so everybody's domestic now. But again, this is a reason why you want to get the heck out of Tokyo. Tokyo's packed. It's just really crowded. Get out of Tokyo, go to Sado Island. If you haven't already made a decision on where you're going to be going this month, and you kind of leave it up, this is definitely an option because of the camping spots. I didn't ask if you could rent tents there, but you can pick up tents really affordably off of Amazon, which you can send to your hotel in 24 hours. It'll arrive. It's crazy. I ordered a tent last year. It came. I had to get a new one because Leo kind of ruined the one I was doing indoor camping with. So I got the tent. It arrived in 24 hours. So you can have it delivered to your hotel, or you can pick one up at Montbell, or there's a bunch of other sporting stores. Usually it's about, they start at like 10,000 yen, which is really affordable. That's like $80. I'm pretty sure that you can rent them there. And I think that the venue might have changed a little bit. So I had more questions to ask, but I think we got the gist of the information. If you don't know about the Earth celebration, my gosh, it's like, what? I just like the people because I got a chance to spend time with them. Just like when I meet all of you, when you come to meet me on a live stream or something, it's like we have this connection now because we got the chance to meet in person, and I got that with Kodo. It's a really, really rare opportunity, really, to hang out with them because as Kamiya-san said, she's Japanese American. She's not a Kodo drummer, but she just loved Kodo so much that she became a staff there and now is working in Japan doing this job. We met with Leo, who is also same name as Leo here. He's went to Cornell University. I hope he's still there. I didn't hear from him yet. He went to Cornell University, studied like economics and business finance, and was going to go that route, which is nothing wrong with that. But then he discovered like I want to try stuff before I do this, and then he found Kodo, and now he's doing this full time, and he looks so happy, and he's in awesome shape, like because drumming keeps you in good shape. And I was like, whoa, you could be making like, I don't know, like $250,000 a year right now, and you're doing drumming and as a job. I didn't even know that was a thing, and it is for the drummers that go through the audition process, and it is harsh, man. It is like the military. Yeah, anyways, go take a look at the episode. Here, I can pull it up on the other screen here. This is going to be this episode is like one of my my favorites on the channel. Oh, here it is right here. It is about the life of the Kodo group here. This one here. It's called Life of a Japanese Drummer, the Kodo Story Only in Japan, right here. And if you click on it, you're gonna get how they do the tryouts and auditions and stuff. It is hardcore. You get what they eat, some scenes of Sado Island. So I think you're gonna really like that episode. I think it was the third one when I restarted the channel too that I got a chance to present to you. Oh, that's a beautiful shot. But if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below. There's a lot of other Japanese festivals that are going on. Niigata is so stacked, by the way. I LMAO writes in here. Oh, thank you. Do summer festivals get canceled because of rain? How would I find out if it's canceled, gonna be in Japan in a week? Fireworks festivals do get canceled, and typically they will announce it online, so you can find out by looking at the official website. And you can tell, it's pretty easy to tell if it's canceled because it'll tell you, like, you know, in red letters usually. It's pretty clear that it's been canceled. But Yeah, I don't think that they're going to cancel the Earth celebration. Let me put it to you like that. I have a feeling the weather's going to be fine. Typically, in in the summer, it doesn't rain as much, only except when there's a typhoon, which is there's one approaching. So those are the main sources when things get canceled. Not so much just rain, but when the typhoon comes, because it's quite dangerous. You have high winds, you have rain, you have hail sometimes, and you don't want to be outdoors pretty much. There's things that can fly and hit you as well. In a typhoon, it's not quite as strong as a hurricane, Category 5 hurricane, but it's like a Category 4. Typhoons, the Pacific is bigger, so it's not as warm as the Atlantic. So that's why you don't get as powerful storms. And I'm not a meteorologist, so don't take that to the bank there. You can't use drones in most places, by the way. You have to register your drone. I see this question here. You have to register your drone and get a registration number, which has to be clearly shown on your drone from the government of Japan. And you don't have to register every time I get a permit, but if you do want to fly in the city of Tokyo, it's possible, but you need to get a permit, which will take three weeks to a month. Or you can hire somebody to take drone footage for you of Tokyo for as little as, I think it was like 12,000 yen. And they'll be able to get the permit and take drones if you're a YouTuber. So you do have options. I saw that comment there. Thanks for the questions. All right, I'll take one more question here. What about Bonodori not going to the fireworks festival? Bonodori is all over the place, and it happens during the Obon holiday. Now, they hold Bonodori's dance festivals at different times of the summer, too. Some places will do it before, some places will do it after. But the Bonodori is going to be during Obon holiday, and you'll see a lot of the businesses will shut down for it. A lot of people go home for the Obon holiday. This is a time where you want to honor your family members, and the Bon Odori dancing is so good to see. Where I've been here for 25 years, and I still can't do it right because I have to. And Ruth is here in the live stream, and Ruth has seen me dance. It's not. Look, my passion is there. My heart's in the right place, but I'm not going to win any awards unless they're like for comedic reasons. But you can't. You have to go all in when you dance, and sometimes it's more like. You ever see The Office, the UK version? You know, where I'm more like a Ricky Gervais at dancing than I am, my wife, who is a professional. No, Carrie, I'm not going to dance. All right, you've already seen it. It's not good. It's not good. Let's keep. Look, we want people to come and watch this live stream. Yeah, I got tons of live streams where I danced. It never ends well. What are you gonna do? Other festivals here in Japan. So if you do come in and for the Earth celebration, we also have my fireworks bus tour, which is coming. So I can kind of promote this one. This is going to be in Niigata as well. It's just across from Sado. You got to get onto a ferry to get there. But if you stay on the mainland, you're at a place called Nagaoka. And we're going to be doing a bus tour, only in Japan bus tour. We have 13 people. So we got 5 people signed up in the last week, which is awesome. So I say thank you to that. The community is coming through. And we're going to be going on the 10th and 11th to the Katakai Fireworks Festival, which is massive shell fireworks. We're talking like the big ones here. I think I think we have a picture here. This one. And you get a chance to see this being launched with me and get a chance to meet with Honda-san, who's a friend of mine. He's going to come and talk to our group if he has time. He says, I'm pretty sure we'll convince him to get out and talk to us. But he has to put this by crane. This used to be the Guinness Book of World Records biggest fireworks shell in the world, called the Yonshakudama. It's a size 40, which is 64 times bigger than a size 10, which is bigger than any fireworks shell that can be fired in Tokyo. So this is like, oh, here's a picture. Here's me and Honda-san appreciating his work. And I said to him, Honda-san, I said, is it dangerous for us to be in this thing? And he looked at me and goes, yes. I think he was joking, but then his eyes said that he wasn't, but I'm pretty sure he was joking. He's a real character, Honda-san is. And that's the Yonshakudama with the rope, and then the Nishakudama, which is a size 20, which is so much bigger than anything. In Tokyo, they only can do like fist-size fireworks. So we got one that's the size of like a human scrunched up into a ball. And then we have the Yonshakudama, which is a 420 kilogram sumo wrestler. All right, so that's pretty massive. And if you're in Japan in August, September 10th and 11th, join us. We got the hotel booked. We got VIP seating at the event booked. We're going to be eating street foods at the yatai booked. It's going to be really great. And then next year, maybe we'll do a bus tour to Sadogashima, and that would be a lot of fun. Maybe we can get 30 or 40 people to go with us and have a little bit of a tour on the island, which would be awesome. Because I know it's hard to get around. If we had a little microbus or something, I bet you we could do some pretty fun stuff. They have a walk-on tent service where they say, yeah. Ando writes in here, just got back from Tanabata Festival in Sendai, which is a huge one, which is after actual Tanabata, but was really nice. Question: why are all the festivals in Tohoku around the same time, the first week of August? A lot of festivals around Japan are all at this time too, and it does make it hard to visit a lot of them. The Kanto Festival in Akita is huge. They have these lights on these massive poles. It is a site that I don't think it gets promoted on the internet quite enough. So not a lot of people are going to Akita to take a look at the Kanto Festival, which is one of the great ones. I went to the festival that starts the Tohoku festivals. It's called the Soma Noma Oi, and it's a horse festival, a samurai festival that dates back 700 years. I might have some video of it too. I think I might have gotten rid of it because of the... Yeah, I don't have any video on it now. It's over 1,000 years old, but it's 700 years at the same place, which is crazy. And they do it every year without stall. One of the stories I'm making on the main channel episode is that during World War II, they had the sirens blaring, and you're not supposed to go outside. You're supposed to, at night, no fires because of the U.S. was bombing Japan. So there were sirens blaring, raid sirens, and they still went outside and defied the orders to hold the ceremony, which is awesome. Like, we're not going to stop it because we have a 700-year tradition. We're going to stop it because of a couple of bombs. We're samurai. There's no samurai anymore because the Meiji Restoration, ended the samurai era. But they still have this pedigree of believing that they are. So that makes that Tohoku festival so special. Then the next week, you have one of my favorite summer festivals, which is the Nebuta in Aomori City, and the Neputa, which is in the neighboring Hirosaki City, and a lot of the other cities around Aomori have unique floats that they have on display. But I don't know why they do it exactly at the same time, but there are festivals going on at different times as well. In particular, the fireworks festivals, so you don't have to worry too much about that. You'll find something. But it is a shame. I guess you can go see the... well, the thing is that the festivals go on for more than one day. Most of them. So you have more than one day, so you can go to one, and then you can get on the Shinkansen with your JR East Rail Pass or something and go to the next place. So it makes it really convenient and easy that you got that pass, which the price goes up October 1st, so do it now. I made a video on it. You can go and check it out just a few days ago. The Nagoka fireworks is also pretty amazing. I think they might have had that already, no? I like Katakai better because I like Honda-san, and this is his fireworks festival. Honda-san's... I think he has some other fireworks festivals coming, but he's just a showman. And the fact that the Yonshakudama, I think they have a Sanshakudama at Nagoka. Niigata's got the big skies. And you see it when you're on Sado Island for the Earth ceremony. They have these big skies, countryside. They can do some crazy stuff out there, like fire massive shelled fireworks shells that they can't do in Tokyo. This is why, in the summer, it's cooler typically out there. So that's the reason why I like to get the heck out of Tokyo in the summer. It's oppressive. You have the urban heat also because the asphalt generates heat even more. It was 39 degrees, 100 degrees in the city streets 2 days ago in Tokyo. That's crazy, all right? It's not fun enough. Still fun. If you had to pick the #1 season to come in Japan, it would be, I don't think it's a season, it's a month. September, between September 10th and October 10th, and May, after the cherry blossoms. after Golden Week would be my favorite time. May 10th to June before the rainy season, and then September 10th to like October and all of October. So maybe favorite season would be autumn, and my favorite time would be May. But summer is good because you have longer days. All right. Winter is good because there's less people. There's winter sports. There's winter cuisine, which is amazing. There's just a different side of Japan. New Year's is a unique time to see Japanese culture at maybe its best during Shogatsu, because you get a chance. I think families might even invite you into their homes if you get lucky. But you get a chance to try the Japanese traditional cuisine at Shogatsu, New Year's, and that's very special because it's stuff that's typically eaten only at this time of year. You can get them at the supermarkets too, by the way, which are open these days, but used to be closed. Japan used to be closed 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of January, but now it's just closed on the 1st, and even then, it's sometimes only closed for a couple of hours. So, like, their stores still open. Fall to winter food is delicious, Saya writes in here. Absolutely. The autumn harvest generates the best cuisine because it's the harvest season. You got kuri, the chestnuts. You got different fish that are in season. The maguro season is then the tuna is at this time of year as well, and it's after the summer season, so it's not as crowded. But with that said, I would highly recommend that you make your reservations 3 to 4 months in advance if you're going to popular places like Kyoto, because everyone's thinking the same thing. They want to see the autumn leaves with the temples and shrines. They want to go to onsen and soak when it's not so hot. So make sure you make reservations well in advance in the autumn season. Despite the fact that you think that maybe the prices are higher in summer, a lot of domestic tourism is happening in the fall, more so than maybe in the summer, where people are just going home. So you want to think about that. Silver Week is a new week that happened. It's not that new anymore. It's about 10 or 12 years maybe. And Japanese that don't want to take summer vacation for whatever reason can take vacation in September, and that takes off some of the pressure and the crowded issues, and also the price is a little bit cheaper. But Silver Week is what it's called, and that's been a time where there's been more travelers on the road. But it's a good question. I'm glad you guys asked this. All right, that's all that I have for the summer festivals. There's just so many. Sado also has the Okesa dance. Yeah, there's a lot of other festivals on Sado Island. In fact, I think, it's shaped like a butterfly, Sado Island. I like talking about the geography of Japan. Some of all these places. I've been to every prefecture almost 4 times now. There's just a couple more I gotta hit. But if you look on the map on the Sea of Japan side, there's Tokyo on the bottom. Niigata's not that far away, and the Joetsu Shinkansen will take you there pretty easily. You can catch the ferry. There's like a 5-minute taxi ride to the ferry terminal, or you can even walk it from JR Niigata Station in 30 minutes or so. You catch the ferry and you're on Sado Island. Boom. And islands are great because the traditions, the cultures seem to be stronger. They haven't been influenced as much, maybe because they're an island. I'm going down into Ogi Harbor, Ogi Bay there. But it's one of these great islands. You can visit it any time of the year, but there's something special during the Earth celebration because the island has come alive as a result of Kodo. And they're one of the souls of the island. I think they're one of the parts of Sado. They're not Sado Island, but they're a good part of it. And I think at this time of year, through the music festival, and I haven't been to Fuji Rock and the other musical festivals. I've only ever been to Kodo because I don't know. I just like the taiko drums. And in the summer, I also like the Nebuta festival for the taiko drums. There's something in it that hits you hard into your soul. It's hard to describe unless you actually go to a performance, but it impacts you so much that I think for the next week in particular, for the rest of the year, like it's powering me up because they're giving off energy from the drums. You can feel that in your core. And I think one day some infomercial person is going to put this like taiko drum exercise where you're not just banging the drums, but you stand in front of a drum and you lose weight because of the reverberations of I'm talking about myself, my pandemic cellulite probably shaking from all of it. But that energy is hitting your body and you feel it. So I'm sure this is like going to be some exercise routine on some internet seller someday. Put your stomach next to the speaker, because I definitely could do that after this pandemic I had. You were going to need it after all the food that you eat here. I want to end with showing you a part of this documentary that I made on the main channel here. I think it's better to look at it. Here it is right down here. You can see the intensity of the live streaming, the festival. Let's see if I can get this. It's hard through speakers. You have to have really good speakers, but you can feel the beat in your gut, your soul, when you listen to them. Boom! Look at him knocking that drum. Boom! This one was so cool. This is a solo performance from a drum master. I gotta clean that screen. Look at this. This is a mega drum. And this was on the side, the left side of the festival. So like it was off of the stage. So I had to look from a distance from the other side. So that's why I think it's better. You see on the left, on the top of the screen, he's like right here. Man, that is not easy to do. Your arms are straining, just the blood flow, the pain of doing this. You keep going because it's giving you back the energy. It's awesome. Boom. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Let's leave you with the beats here. If you have any questions about the Earth celebration, leave a comment below. It's raining today, but maybe I'll be able to do another live stream today or maybe tonight. I don't know, but really soon. And I appreciate it, everybody. Take care. See ya. Mata ne.